All right, everybody. Well, welcome back to the 38th Annual San Francisco Free Folk Festival. Yeah! Next up, our Wandering Wanderer returns, a purveyor of persiflage, offering rural ribaldries, raucous rusticana, and bawdy badinage. Please welcome to our stage, Redmond O'Connelly's.
Well, at least he didn't say Redmond O'Colonics. That has happened before. Well, it's great to be back here. You know, for years I did the food here at this festival, so I could never perform, so it's just a real special moment for me to be back here to perform. Although I have to tell you, I'm not quite at my best. I'm a little bit sleep deprived. 2:30 a.m. this morning, bang, bang, bang on my front door. Next door neighbor. 2:30 a.m. And we're lucky for him, I was still up practicing my bagpipes, but still, 2:30 a.m. Oh, don't worry, I'll just dub in your laughter later on that one. And I get back to sleep, and I was having this incredible dream and in this dream there was no toilet paper anywhere. And then you won't believe this, but I wake up in the morning, this morning, guess what? No toilet paper. So I just want you all to know, in these trying times, that dreams really can come true. Okay. Would you like to play your guitar? Take your money home in a jar from a coffee house or a bar. Would you rather get a job? A job is a thing that makes you get out of bed, work every day until you're dead. Your back is breaking, your brain is numb, you just can't wait until the weekends come, but there again you could always steal a rob. But hey, isn't that just like a job? Or would you like to play your guitar, drive for miles and miles in your car, and pretend that you're a big star? Or would you rather book the gig? The agent is the one who takes you 20%. What he said is not exactly what he meant. He'll clean you out in ways you never thought, because he's good at business and he knows you're not. Of course you'll sue if you ever make it big. But he's the guy that books the gig. Or would you like to play your guitar and make a living, hardy har? I'll admit it's rather bizarre. Or would you rather be the wife? Oh, the wife is the one who has to come save our butts. She's either a saint or else she's nuts. She gets frustrated, she gets annoyed, because she's the one who must remain employed. And by the way, if you want to wreck your life, become a guitar player's wife, cause all the monkeys up in the zoo can be trained to play guitar too. Some a whole bunch better than you. At least you think you're getting far. At least you're playing your guitar. Thank you. A Henry Hipkins song. People ask me why I sing the blues. How did I learn? What method did I use? Though I would tell you how, my friends, it's not the way I'd recommend. You find a good love and treat her wrong, then be sorry about it when she's gone. You say come back and she'll refuse. That's how I learned to sing the blues. Now people come and pay to hear my song, the mournful melody of love gone wrong. While the blues has brought me wealth, I find I can't sing nothing else. I've lost a love that I can't replace. With every line I sing, I see her face, and though it's not the way I choose, that's how I learned to sing the blues. And at night, when all the others hold their true loves tight, I hold another body, just ain't right. It's only memories I crave. In the dawn, just for a moment I forget you're gone. I reach to hold you in the cold grey light, but only find these feelings feelings that I use to sing these blues. My advice, if you have a choice, do some exercises with your voice. When you cry, sing every word. At the seventh and the third, you can sound as if you're sad. Don't be a fool and treat your good love bad. You'll gain less than you lose. That's how I learned to sing the blues. And at night, when all the others hold their true loves tight, I hold another but it just ain't right. It's only memories I crave. In the dawn, just for a moment I forget you're gone. I reach to hold you in the cold grey light, but only find these feelings that I use to sing these blues. My advice, if you have a choice, do some exercises with your voice. When you sing, cry every word. Flat the seventh and the third, you can sound as if you're sad. Don't be a fool and treat your good love bad. You'll gain less than you lose. That's how I learned to sing the blues. That's how I learned to sing the blues. Inclined to worry, fret, kvetch over the state of this country or indeed the planet are now really spoilt for choice, aren't you? There's so much to worry about, so I'm going to do a few things here to highlight the good and the bad. Nah, just the bad. Just the bad. So let's start off with this. I recently moved out of Victoria, Canada, the political seat of British Columbia, and one of the saddest things about leaving that is that, I left behind all these wonderful politicians who were really looking after us. Old Farmer Giles was in the egg business, the fertilised egg business. He had a couple of hundred young layers called pullets, and he had 10 roosters to facilitate the process. Any rooster that was underperforming went straight into the soup pot and was replaced. But this was time consuming. So he came up with an idea. He went out and he bought 10 little bells, each with a slightly different tone, and he hung one bell around the neck of each rooster. So now he could sit on his veranda and fill out progress reports by listening to what was going on. He had one favourite rooster, old Butch. What a fine old bird he was. But this one morning he couldn't hear Butch's bell. He had to go out and investigate. He found 9 of those roosters running round that yard, little bells ringing, of course. Every time they approached the pullet, she'd run for cover. But old Butch, he's got his beak in his bell. So now he could sneak up on him, have his way, and sneak up on the next one. What a fine old bird he was! He entered them into the county fair. Old Butch not only won the Nobel Prize, oh how quickly they turn, but he also won the Pulitzer Prize as well. And he was on the fast track to becoming a great politician, because who else could win 2 of those most highly coveted awards by sneaking up on the population and screwing them when they weren't paying attention? So next time the elections come round, vote carefully, because not all those bells are audible. Well, if we can't trust the politicians, who can we trust? The priests. Yes, the priests. Love that neighborhood priest. The pulpit ought not to be policed, because nobody goes celibate just for the hell of it. Won't you lend him a hand to help him wrestle with his beast? Love that guy in the frock and introduce him to the new kid on the block. His God-given proclivities won't desist till he's deceased. Love that neighborhood priest. 'cause nobody goes celibate. Love that neighborhood priest. The pulpit ought not to be policed, 'cause you know it isn't really a case of pedophilia. It's just that there's a flam within the flock who's gotten fleeced. Love that guy in the collar, but only if you're 4 feet tall, not any taller. His parish may be perishing, but its membership's increased. Love that neighborhood priest. Oh, you know the story about the famed parochial academy. The ladies of the angels predatory, where they give anatomy by going all even anatomy. Oh, love that father confessor. Whatever punishment he gives him, tell him yes, sir. Love that neighborhood. He works the hood for you. Love that neighborhood. Tell him his work was good for you. Love that priest. Oh, those naughty priests. Well, you can't trust them, at least you can always trust the nuns. Yes. Did you hear about this nun? She joined a very strict order. So strict, you're only allowed 2 words every 5 years. Mother Superior says, are you ready to do this? Okay, off you go. We'll see you in 5 years. So 5 years later, she's back in Mother Superior's office, and Mother Superior says, are you ready with your 2 words? Okay, go ahead. Bed hard. Okay, great. You're doing a great job. Thank you very much. Off you go. 5 years later, she's back. Are you ready with your 2 words? Okay, go ahead. Food cold. Okay, thanks. Off you go. Another 5 years later, she's back there. Are you ready with your 2 words now? Okay, what are they now? No light. She says, you're fired. I'm fired for what? She says, you've been here 15 years and all you've done is bitch. Oh, Sister Josephine, what do all these policemen mean by coming to the convent in a grim limousine after Sister Josephine? While you, Sister Josephine, you sit with your boots upon the altar screen, you smoke one last cigar. What a funny nun you are. The sisters say, the policemen say that Josephine's a burglar in disguise. Big bad Norman, 15 years on the run. The simplicity memdo that can't be Josephine. Just think about her tenderness towards the younger nuns. Oh, Sister Josephine, the searching the chapels where you've been seen, the nooks and the crannies of the nuns' canteen. After Sister Josephine, while you, Sister Josephine, you sip one farewell Benedictine before your au revoir. What a funny nun you are. Admittedly, her hands are big and hairy and embellished with a curious tattoo. Admittedly, her voice is on the deep side, and she seems to shave more often than the other sisters do. Oh, Sister Josephine, the founder of the Convent Strip Poker Team, they're looking through your bundles of rare magazines. After Sister Josephine, while you, Sister Josephine, you sip, you give a feral snort of benzedrine to the convent budgerigar. Parakeet, what a funny nun you are. No longer will her snores ring through the chapel during prayers, nor her lustful moanings fill the stilly night. And no empty bottles of Walter wine come clunking from her cell. No longer will the cloister toilet seat stand upright. Oh, Sister Josephine, slipping through their fingers like Vaseline, leaving them to clutch your anti-crinoline. After Sister Josephine, while you, Sister Josephine, you sprinting through the suburbs when last seen, dressed only in your wimple and your rosary. What a funny nun you seem to be. insidious than all those put together that rules our lives here, and Roald Dahl rails against it, as I will now demonstrate. I think the most important thing we've learned as far as children are concerned is never, never, never let them near your television set. Or better yet, just don't install the idiotic thing at all. In many houses that I've been, I watched them gaping at the screen. They loll and slop and lounge about and stare until their eyes pop out. Last week, in someone's house, I saw a dozen eyeballs on the floor. They sit and stare and stare and sit until they're hypnotized by it, until they're absolutely drunk with all this nasty, ghastly junk. All right, you'll say it keeps them still. They don't climb out the windowsill. They do not fight or kick or punch. Leaves you free to do the lunch and wash the dishes in the sink. But did you ever stop and think and ask yourself exactly what this does to your beloved tot? It rots the senses in the head. It kills imagination. It makes a child so dull and blind they can no longer understand a fantasy, a fairyland. Their brains become as soft as cheese. They do not think, they only see. Oh, all right, you'll cry. All right, you say, but if we take the set away, what shall we do to entertain our darling little ones? Please explain. All right, I'll answer that by asking you, what use the darling ones to do? How used they keep themselves contented before this monster was invented? Have you forgotten? Don't you know? I'll remind you very loud and slow. They used to read! They'd read and read and read and read and then proceed to read some more. Great Scott, gadzooks, one half their lives was reading books. The nursery shelf held books galore, books cluttered up the nursery floor, and in the bedroom by the bed, more books were waiting to be read, with wondrous, fine, fantastic tales of gypsies, dragons, queens and whales, and sailing ships and foreign shores where smugglers rode with muffled oars, and pirates wearing purple pants, and sailing ships and elephants, cannibals standing round a pot, stirring away at something up. God, it smells so good, what can it be? Oh, good gracious, it's Penelope. The little ones had Beatrix Potter with Mr. Toad, that filthy rodder, and Squirrel Nutkin, and Biglin Blan, and Mrs. Tiggy Winkle, and how the monkey lost its hump, and how the monkey lost its rump, and how the camel got its hump, and Mr. Rat, and bless my soul, there's Mr. Mouse and Mr. Mole. Oh, books, what books they used to know, those children living long ago. And so I beg, I plead, I pray. Go throw your TV set away, and in its place you can install a lovely bookshelf on the wall. Then fill that shelf with lots of books, ignoring all the dirty looks, the yells, the screams, the cries, the kicks, and children hitting you with sticks. Fear not, because I promise you that in about a week or two of having nothing else to do, they'll soon begin to feel the need of wanting something good to read. And when it starts, oh boy, you'll see that slowly rising joy that fills their hearts and makes them keen. They'll wonder what they'd ever seen in that filthy, disgusting, immoral screen. And later, each and every kid will love you more for what you did. Now I'm going to just change the mood a little bit. It's still in keeping with what I'm saying here, but just to make this interesting, this is an obscure song that I've been doing for a long time. Let's see if anybody can recognize it and tell me who wrote this song, who produced this song, where did it come from? Because I'm sure most of you have heard or know of the source. Living in a land of make-believe, trying not to let it show. Somewhere in this land of make-believe, heartaches can turn into joy. We're breathing in the smoke of high and low. We're taking up a lot of room. Somewhere in this dark and lonely night, our prayers will be heard, make it soon. Fly, little bird, up into the deep blue sky. Carry the word, love's the only reason why. Open all the shutters on your windows, throw away the locks upon your door, brush away the cobwebs from your daydreams. No secrets come between us anymore. Oh, say it's true, only love will see you through. You know what love can do to you. Living in a land of make-believe, trying not to let it show. Somewhere in this land of make-believe, heartaches can turn into joy. We're breathing in the smoke of high and low. We're taking up a lot of room. Somewhere in this dark and lonely night, our prayers will be heard, make it soon. Fly, little bird, up into the deep blue sky. Carry the word, love's the only reason why. Open all the shutters on your windows, brush away the factors on your door, brush away the cobwebs from your daydreams. No secrets come between us anymore. Oh, say it's true, only love will see you through. You know what love can do to you. Good. Moody Blues. What album?
Every Good Boy Does Favor.
Seventh Soldier. But you still win the Year Supply Spotted Dick. Leave you your name and address. 10. Thank you, Nick. Okay, now we have a very special guest amongst us today, actually. And I've loved a lot of his stuff for many, many years, but recently I've acquired one of his songs. So I'm actually deeply honored to bring my friend Rick Doherty up to join me here for a song. His song, Mr. Rick Doherty. Just a loner, working all the back city rounds, never going nowhere, packing up and gone. If he didn't know her, then she would have never come round. But her eyes were bright that one spring night, and with the winter coming on, got a touch of that human fever, working in the back of his mind, turn him into a true believer. The way he talked, it sound like he was thinking of settling down in that sleepy Yuma town. his own now. Ever since he could recall, never had a home now. Since he remembered when, if you didn't know how, or even if she'd reached him at all. But as the leaves were turning, he got the yearning to bring her up again. Got a touch of that human fever working in the back of his mind. Turn him into a true believer. The way he talked, it sound like he was thinking of settling down that sleepy human town.
Imagine a nice harmonica solo by Paul Herzog here.
Well, those bright city lights were strong and bright, kept tugging at his sleeve. When spring came around, he told me found he didn't want to leave. Got a touch of that human fever working in the back of his mind. Turn him into a true believer. The way he talked and sound like he was thinking of settling down in that sleepy human town. Thank you. I love that song.